There is the standing in the group so far. Great Britain have won their opening match. USA also grabbing a win in their first match. Brazil and Algeria yet to get off to winning ways in Rio 2016. And now it's the first games of Germany and the Islamic Republic of Iran. This will be, or should be, a close game. Germany, of course, qualified through the European Championships, where they finished in bronze medal position in 2015. That event took place in Worcester in Great Britain. The Islamic Republic of Iran, well, they qualified through the Asia-Oceania qualifier. They lost the final, finished in silver medal position to the mighty Australia, 60-78 in Chiba in Japan, 40 miles or so, 24 miles, 40 kilometers from Tokyo. And here come the Iranian team. Al-Nalu is the number 4, Nezad 5, Hosempor is the number 6. He's a 1.5 point player. Through goes to Louis. Number 10 is a 3.5 point player who's born in Ardabil. He plays for Karabuk for coach John Akio in Turkey. The Iranian team we haven't seen in action at the Paralympic Games since Beijing 2008, making a welcome return. Hassan Abdi, the number 15, just in your shot there, and their coach is Abbas Agakuchaki. He was named the new head coach of the team back in March 2016, although he has coached the team before. Here come the Germans. Bjorn Lohmann, 37 years of age, the captain. Huge experience for him. Nico Drumuller, a 2-point player, just 18 years of age, the youngster. Number 9 is Andre Bienek. And there, the number 15, a man to look out for, Dirk Koller. He's 48 years of age, Koller. He's been there, he's done it, he's got the t-shirt. He plays for one of the most successful club teams in the world, Lahn-Dill. They're coached by the man in the background. And there he is, Nikolai Zeitlinger, who coaches both the German national team and Lahn-Dill. Will now have the national anthems of both teams.
The national anthem of the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Senhoras e senhores, o hino da República Islâmica do Irã.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of Germany.
Senhoras e senhores, o hino da Alemanha.
Pride from both teams,
Ladies
singing
and
their
gentlemen,
national anthems.
please make some noise for the Islamic Republic
Loudly.
of Iran and Germany.
Glee,
Senhoras e
the
senhores,
Islamic
as
Republic
boas-vindas para
of
as duas
Iran
seleções, Alemanha e República
and
Islâmica do
Germany.
Irã.
It's two teams who come in here hoping for a medal, but unlikely to do so unless they really play out their skin. I'm not saying they won't win a medal, either of these two, Bjorn Lohmann going through shot, but they would have to really perform out of their skin. Saying that, the German coach, well, he was a coaching member of the Canadian wheelchair basketball team back in 2010. And they won the World Cup on that occasion. There's the lineup for the Germans. Lohmann, Dramuller, the youngster. Andre Bienik, the number 8's exciting. He's a player who's been there and done it. He's a three-point player, 29 years of age. Dirk Kuller, we said 49. Thomas Boehmer is exciting as well. There is Nikolai Zeitlinger. This man has won so many different competitions. German championships, he's coached 9 winning teams. German Cups, 8 winning teams. Champions League winner 3 times, the latest 2015. World Cup winner with the Canadians back in 2010. He's taken the Germans to Paralympics as well, and of course picked up some silverware in the European Championships as well. So across the national game and the European Championships, the World Championships, European Championships and Paralympics for Germany, he's done well. Islamic Republic of Iran, there's their team. 4 is Saman Balahi. 5, Mohammed Nezad. And there is the man, the brains behind it, Abbas Agaku Sharki. He will be a real thinker. Former coach of the Malaysian wheelchair basketball team.
Senhoras e senhores, as boas-vindas ao árbitro, senhor Sebastião
Led Iran to bronze at the 2014 Asian Para Games.
auxiliado por
And will be looking, as he says, for his team to play with a balance of logic and emotion here at Rio 2016 as they face up to a tough pool against USA, Great Britain, Germany, who they play now, Algeria, and the hosts, Brazil. There's the starting 5 for the Germans. Lohmann, Bienik, Haluski, Jan Haller and Thomas Boehmer. Zeitlinger just giving the Germans their final instructions. And Iran, their starting 5. Nezad, the number 5. Hosempor, the number 6. 7 is Vahid Gholamajad. 12, Omid Hadiazar. And 13, that is Morteza Abedi, a three-point player, 25 years of age, from Arak in Iran. And the Iranians just having one last discussion. They didn't qualify for London in 2012. They did qualify for Beijing 2008, and back in 2004 at Athens they beat Brazil in the 9th and 10th place playoff. Before that, the Iranians had a run of failing to qualify for the Paralympic Games, but they're here now, and they're here to represent their country, and they will hope to start with a win against the Germans. For the German team, well, their Paralympic history, they finished 6th in 2012, losing to Spain in the 5th place playoff. Beat Israel in the same playoff back in 2008 at Beijing. In Athens 2004, they were 5th again, beating Italy in the 5th, 6th, and going back to Sydney, they finished 8th, having lost to Sweden in the playoff for 7th and 8th place. Of course, once teams get knocked out in the pool stages, if they get knocked out in the pool stages, they don't automatically exit the competition. They just can't go for gold, so they play off for the places. So just to remind you, Lohmann, Bienik, Haluski, Haller, Boehmer. It's Nezad, Hosenport, Gholamajad, Hadiazar and Abedi for Iran. The referee in shot, Sebastian Gaultier. Iran in the red, Germany in the white, Iran get the ball. It's a jump ball called straight away. Sebastian Gauthier, the referee there with his thumbs pointing upwards in the air. Now, the Germans technically won the tap off. They tapped the ball away from the Iranians, but the Iranians caught it. So I think that goes down as an Iranian win, which would have given the ball to Germany, but they're going to retake the tap. They're going to restart the game. We go once more. It was Hosenpour who moved the ball out to the number 12. That's Hadi Azar, a 4-point player. And Iran get the first points of the game. Morteza Abedi, three-pointer. Three-point player, I should say. So that's his classification. For anyone unclear on the classification system in wheelchair basketball, each team has 14 points maximum on court across their 5 players at any time. The players then have an individual classification. For example, the scorer Abedi has a 3-point classification, which relates to his impairment as the Germans miss the basket, and it remains Islamic Republic of Iran 2, Germany 0. That player there, number 6, Eshmali Hosenpour. He's a 1.5-point player, so he would be at the higher end of the scale of impairment. He'd have a more severe impairment, potentially paraplegia, or in his case, polio, caused him to be in a wheelchair and plays with a 1.5-point classification. Gholam Azad finds the previously mentioned Hosenpour. Goes back to Gholam Azad, the 4.5-point player for Iran. Makes it an early 4-0 lead for the Islamic Republic of Iran. The World Championships in 2014, they finished 8th, losing to Great Britain in the 7th, 8th place playoff. That man Bienik, he's been around for a long time in the international game, originates from Castrop Rauxel. Studied in Wisconsin in the United States. Incredible program of wheelchair basketball at that particular university, Wisconsin Whitewater. A number of players playing at the top level of wheelchair basketball, and in fact here in Rio, who have hailed from that program. A long effort from number 14, Thomas Bommer, and away comes Hadi Azar, and it's 6-0 Iran. Well, they cannot argue, this is the perfect start for them. Omid Hadi Azar raced away, and the man from Tehran makes it 6-0 early on. Bienik, what of Germany got in response? Andre Bienik, who studied international studies at his time in the USA. Just the wait for Haluski to inbound the ball. Lohman over to Bienik. Bienik spins away. The Iranian defence shuts the door on him, and Bienik just pops the play up. The whistle goes as Jan Haller, there he is, the 27-year-old, trying to get the shot away, hadn't done so. And it will be an inbound ball from Bjorn Lohman, the 37-year-old captain. Nothing there that time for Haluski. Hadi Azar already 2 points to his name. Nothing that time for Iran. They can't add to their score, and the Germans will be relieved, as 6-0 early on is not the start that Coach Zeitlinger would have hoped for this German team. A good crowd in at the Karaoke One Arena here at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. Bienik spins. Hadi Azar was there in defence. Away goes Bomber, screams at the referee and then slams his chair. Poor discipline from such an experienced player. Into Hosenpour. Hosenpour had done nothing wrong at all. And he will have the inbound ball as Bomber gives away the foul. Well, that really was Mindless stuff from the German Thomas Bommer. The man from Bayreuth in Germany, just west of the Czech Republic into Germany. Zimpor to Hadi Azar. Hadi Azar flips the ball over to the big number 7 Golamadze. Golamadze can't get the shot away. Jan Heller just helping out the referee and his 2 umpires. Konoslav Piech and Maurizio Zamponi are the 2 umpires. Sebastian Gauthier, who started the game, is the referee. Bienek. Still Germany not on the score sheet, and it will remain that way. Alexander Haluski originates from Minsk in Belarus. Will go to the line for 2. He couldn't get the shot away, but he was in the process of shooting, and for any people new to the sport, that means that when the foul is made, if you're in the process of shooting or the shot's gone up, you will get 2 shots as a result of the foul. Haluski will have those. Now he plays for Thüringen Bulls. The referee and the umpire just discussing things over at the table, looking for clarity on a question mark that they've got. Haluski is left to wait. He made his international debut in 2015 at the European Championships in Worcester, Great Britain. Paralympic debut here. Now, what's the confusion? They're going to the Islamic Republic of Iran bench. No, they're not. They're going behind. They're going to go and have a conversation. I think there's going to be a reset of some sort on the game clock. It's up to 6 minutes 50 now, so that was the issue. There was some confusion over the game clock. It's been rectified in the simplest and quickest of fashions, and Haluski is to the line. Misses his first free throw in Paralympic basketball action. But makes the second. Haluski wasn't going to be kept out of the game for too long. (6-1). Iran lead the way here. Off the glass, hits the ring, comes down. It was Vahid Golamadze who put the shot up, turns 29. Part way through this competition, the number 7. And the most unusual start this from Germany. Slow and uncreative at the moment, and Iran are playing very well indeed. Bomber. Over it goes to Bienek, who spins and thinks of the shot, instead goes to his captain Lohman. The shot goes up, it rattles around, and it falls kindly again for Golamadze, who plays his basketball in Spain. His club basketball, I should say. Here he is once more. Golamadze spins the ball instead over to the able hands of Ahmed Hadi Azar. Hadi Azar looks to attack Bienek, and oh, what a pass that is, off the glass, off the ring, and down it comes, and down falls Golamadze, who will just flip himself back up into his chair. If you haven't seen wheelchair basketball before, do not be alarmed by a player falling over. Yes, sometimes they do get hurt. It is part and parcel of the game, but it's also falling over is common in this sport. The players are incredibly mobile, incredibly physical. Chair contact does often take place, both, well, in the main, the chair contact illegally, although sometimes legally as well. Hits the rim, down it comes. Up it goes, and good for 2 in the end for Morteza Abedi, the man who opened up the scoring for Iran. The score currently 8-1 to the Islamic Republic of Iran. Foul called against the number 13 for Iran, and that is the recent basket scorer Abedi. Andre Binic will re-inbound the ball. Started playing the sport back in 2001, Binic. Lovely pass. And what a great shot that is from Haluski. Who lives in Erfurt in his home country. Makes it 8-3 now. Germany failed to keep Iran quiet for long, although that time the basket doesn't go. Picked up quickly by Ibrahimi. Again out rebounding the Germans, and he'll do it a third time over the top of Jan Haller, and he finally makes it count. Great rebounding from Morteza Ibrahimi. He equally made the shot count. It wasn't all about the rebounding, and he comes in with a steal as well. And the foul called against number 12 for Germany, Alexander Haluski. Well, this really is a poor start from the Germans currently. The clock won't restart until the ball is picked up by Hadi Azar, which is why he's allowing the ball to roll. He's not under any threat or pressure from the German team, so he let the ball just continue forward. And the clock eventually restarted as he decided to pick up the ball. Up goes the shot from Nezard and comes down very quickly to Haluski. The whistle goes against the Iranian team. A wise head. Abbas Agakuchaki. Now Iran are into foul trouble, so the Germans will go to the line. That means they've had 5 fouls. The Germans will go to the line. Haluski for 2. The first goes. Success from him. 4 points personal for the match. Cycling a cool, calm character. Haluski equally so. 5 points personal now. We're back to within 5 for the Germans. It's 10 to Iran, 5 to Germany. Iran just taking their time on the ball. Hadi Azar was the ball carrier. Eventually it goes out, and Thomas Bulmer goes in search. And there's been a timeout called by the team from Iran, and they'll be delighted with how their team have started this first quarter here at the Rio Paralympic Games 2016. It's Germany 5, Islamic Republic of Iran 10.
Alemanha 5, esse é o jogo 8. Competição masculina do basquete em cadeira de rodas nos Jogos Paralímpicos de 2016.
It really has been a
So Jabas was quoted before the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games saying his aim is to make this team hard to beat. And they know they'll have their work cut out in this pool. The likes of Germany, the likes of USA, the likes of Great Britain, all incredibly strong teams. If you want an example of a coach who is difficult to beat, that is Nikolai Zeitlinger through and through. Iran could not have started better here. Day 1 of the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. It's the wheelchair basketball. towards the end of the first quarter. The score currently, Germany 5, Iran 10. Make that Germany 7, Iran 10. Andre Bienik helping himself to a couple. And Iran need to be careful that they don't allow the intensity to slip after such a lightning start and such a strong opening. It's 10-7 to the team in red. Make that 12-7. That's Gholam Azad once more. A correction on that, it was Ibrahimi with the points. Outside the paint, he has 4 points personal for the match. Bienik busying himself, trying to make an impact. Up it goes, doesn't come down, and Ibrahimi's the man that gets the defensive rebound and comes away for the Iranians. Nearly inside Haluski, but lucky to get away without fouling there, Ibrahimi. And once more, gets a couple of points for his team. Haluski tried to make it clear he'd been fouled. The referees were having none of it. And the man who made his international debut against Australia in 2013, Ibrahimi, adds 2 more to the Iranian total. 14-7 now. Iran ahead. The whistle's gone. If this drops, it may well count. That referee's signal means it doesn't. Thomas Bommer makes no mistake. 9 to Germany, 14 to Iran with a shot to come. Been a chair foul. There's no real contact with the arm. And because the shot had gone before the whistle, the referee allowed the basket. Bomber, no mistakes. Closes it to a 4-point gap now. 3 points to the game. The German number 14. Mansouri swings it across to Ibrahimi once more. Dominating play for the team in red, Iran, and what an outside shot that is from the 4.5-point player. He's been playing the game for the last 12 years, and he looks comfortable in his shot and comfortable in his range. 16-10 now. Haluski for Germany. Flicks in and flips out once more. Ibrahimi had an advanced position on the court, just inside the paint, needs to get the shot away quickly, does so off the glass, and he's on fire at the moment. Ibrahimi is having an absolute stormer here. He was the leading scorer for Iran against Australia as they went down 78-60 in the Asia Oceania qualifying final. That day he collected 24 points for his team. And at the moment, Ibrahimi is up to 10 points already, and we've not even come to the end of the first quarter. Germany 10, Islamic Republic of Iran 18, 1:26 to go in the first. Hossein Sport. 33-year-old waits, patient. Once more, Ibrahim is there, and this is exhibition stuff from the number 14. And look at what it means to him. He's delighted. He plays his club wheelchair basketball for the Istanbul Stars in Turkey. And currently he's helping his nation, the Islamic Republic of Iran, lead the way against Germany. The perfect start for coach Abbas of Iran. Nothing there that time for Bomber, often so consistent. One of the top performers at the 2015 European Championships. Hossein down to Mansouri, the 2-point player, just keeping the ball away from the German defence. Hossein to Ibrahimi, the whistle goes though, and that won't count. Looks to be against Ibrahimi. I think the foul was called against. fact, it was the number 15, it was Abdi. It's his second foul of the match. Youngster spins the ball over to Haluski. The ball is good. What a pass that was from Dreimuller, Nico Dreimuller, the 18-year-old. And Haluski is suddenly coming to the party. The basket was good. Haluski will go to the line for the extra shot as well. (20 points to 12) the score. Nothing on that occasion for Ebrahimi. With just 8.2 seconds left in the first quarter. And an impressive first quarter for the team from Iran. Mansouri waits. Abdi inbounds to Ebrahimi. Abdi, up it goes, down it goes for Hassan Abdi, the 30-year-old. And Iran have had a fantastic first quarter. And the score at the end of the first, 22-12, the Islamic Republic of Iran leading the way, and Germany at the moment shell-shocked. This was not what the form book suggested should happen. Germany 12, Islamic Republic of Iran 24. And there's the confirmation. 57% of total field goals for Iran. 12 of 21 hit. They haven't attempted any three-point efforts from outside that long white arch that you see. A Great Britain fan enjoying the action. People from around the world loving the action. The ring stands 10 feet high, exactly the same as in able-bodied basketball. In the wheelchair game, of course, the players sitting a lot lower in their shots. Here's Andre Bienik and his action. And Haluski finding the basket in highlights from earlier in the first quarter.
Irã 22, Alemanha 12. Grupo B, basquetebol masculino em cadeira de rodas. Jogos Paralímpicos Rio 2016, Arena Carioca 1.
So the second quarter underway. Islamic Republic of Iran in the red, 22. Germany in the white, 12. 10 points the difference. On that occasion for the Germans, they get nothing, but Lohman can pick up the pieces. Lovely shooting from Dirk Passawan, joining the game, the veteran. 4.5 point player, 39 years of age, and hails from Trier in Germany. He's a player who's been there and done it. He played at Beijing 2008. Second in the European Championships 2011. And he enters the game when Germany need an old head. Lovely shooting, but it won't count for Ebrahimi. Goes over to the referee and says, I was in the middle of my shot, but they won't count. The protestations will not mean anything to the referee. The shot hadn't gone. It did go in. It was after the referee's whistle. So the foul was drawn on the play. It was against Magenheim. His second personal foul of the match. Sebastian Magenheim. Tossen Poor has the ball for Iran, mid-court. Dreimuller really putting the pressure on in defence, and that worked brilliantly from the Germans. Their German defence was fantastic. It pressurised the Iranians into making the error. They were unable to find the pass they wanted, and all that does is it creates the opportunity for Germany to go right back down the other end and close that gap once more. 8 points the difference currently. Bomber, Passawan. Off the ring, and away it goes from Nico Dreimuller. Started playing 7 years ago, Dreimuller. Iran will have the ball hit. Magenheim went across and the whistle went. That's Kalmuller coming into the game for the first time as Magenheim heads out, having picked up another foul, his third now of the match. Very early on to be on 3 fouls, which is why Coach Zeitlinger has been forced to replace Magenheim. The 28-year-old just getting a little bit too excited. Ibrahimi again celebrates like he's just won gold every time he scores a point. That's what it means to him to be playing at the top level. It's great to see the passion. It's great to see a player playing so well. 14 points already. Into the game come some Iranian substitutions, including Salman El-Nalu. Out goes Abdi. Out goes the number 12, Hadiazat. Back in comes Golamazad. Boma. Out to Dreimuller. Dreimuller just playing the pivot for his team, and Boma. That's how consistent this man can be. The Landil player made his international debut 7 years ago in 2009 in Adana, Turkey. 24 to Iran, 16 to Germany. A long way to go in this one. The Germans have had a poor start to their campaign here at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. For Iran, they've had an absolute flyer. They could not have dreamt of having such a good start. In the last tournament before they came here, the only win that Iran picked up was against European team Netherlands. Passawan, long 2, goes nowhere. Ibrahimi and Golamazad exchanging passes. Golamazad now tries to find a way around Molla. Cool, calm, composed from Abedi. Former IT student. Makes it 26-16. 10 points the difference. Now Passawan. Bomber. Good pace, good passing from the Germans. It will be 2 shots for Thomas Bomber. Player who won the under-23 World Championships for Germany. Newman in the background making suggestions to Zeitlinger. Bomber misses the first of 2. The Germans remain with a 10-point difference to make up. Ibrahimi. Bomber falls out. The whistle will go for safety there, with Bomber in the way of Ibrahimi's line to the basket. For the player's safety, they have to stop the game and allow him back onto, or into an upright position, I should say. Ebrahimi, 3-point attempt, and it's beautifully done. That is perfect. Ebrahimi is having an absolute stormer here for Iran. This is the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. It's Pool B. Men's wheelchair basketball. First games for Germany and the Islamic Republic of Iran, and at the moment we've got a slight upset on our hands as Iran are 29-16 in the lead. The Germans make the changes. Bienik returns. Haluski returns. Of course, German women's wheelchair basketball has been flying in recent years. They were gold medalists at the London 2012 Paralympic Games. They then went on to the 2014 World Championships, which for the women's side of the game was held in Toronto, Canada, where they picked up a silver medal against the hosts, Canada, who surprised all to claim the gold medal. The German men have struggled somewhat in recent years, not being the shining stars that their female counterparts have been. As Bienik adds a 2 and makes it 18-29, and Ebrahimi and Iran can go in search of more. He's going to go to the 3 once more, doesn't go on that occasion, and Passawan gobbles up the defensive rebound and races away. Passawan hits the ring, comes down. Passawan with the offensive rebound off Ebrahimi. Well done by Gholam Azad. And Bienik with a wry look to himself. Frustration. Not the greatest or smoothest rebounding by the Iranian team there, but they got the job done in the end. There are the leading scorers. Look at that from Ebrahimi, 17 points. And Abedi picks up 2 more of his own. Goes to 8 personal for the game now. And he's playing a fantastic supporting role here for the Iranian team, Abedi. He started the scoring. And the Galatasaray player in Turkey, who's played at the highest levels in European wheelchair basketball in club tournaments. Passawan, Bienik. Oh, lovely shooting. A long 2 from Andre Bienik. That's more what we know from him. Ebrahimi. Doesn't go that time. That's 2 missed in a row for him. Passawan can dance down court. What a behind the back pass that was. Bienik fades away from Abedi. Looks for the pass. Haluski turns, bullet pass. Doesn't go that time either for Haluski, and Ebrahimi flicks out the back of his chair and finds Gholam Azad in the process, who slows play down to allow his teammate back into the play. 31-20 Iran lead. Abedi once more. Here is Ebrahimi. 3 in a row he's missed now. What's happened to his form? And there goes the buzzer, and he'll head out of play to have a bit of a breather and a think. Hadi Azar coming in, and the coach just saying, just take a few, calm yourself down, get your form back. Looking for better decisions in the matches, the coach Abbas Agakuchaki. The decisions so far from Iran have been very, very good indeed. Passawan finds a way into the paint. Over it goes to Haluski, back to Passawan, who's right on the edge of the key and picks up his own rebound. Andre Bienik. pass out to number 6 Heimbach. And eventually out of play it goes, and Iran will have the inbound ball. Trying to pin Haluski in the Iranian half. Instead, they've pinned Heimbach back there, which means the German defence will be a player down as Iran flood forward, as they will in a moment. Heimbach can go nowhere. He's a 1-point player, which means his impairment level is higher than the players that were pinning him in the backcourt. It may seem unfair, but it's part of the game. It's part of what happens, and Heimbach will be used to that and used to having to work incredibly hard not to be isolated in the backcourt. He's now in the offensive court for Germany, but the number 12 for the Germans, Haluski, couldn't make it count. Here comes Golamazad once more. Up off the glass, it doesn't go. Abedi, can he make it count? Yes, he can. 2:27 left on the second quarter clock, and it's now a free throw alongside the 2 points made off the glass for two. 33-20 the score. The Iranians at the moment hitting 53% of their field goals, and they were at 50%. So they have 50% of their three-pointers as well. No free throws successful for Iran so far with that failure. The bench players have a huge part to play, whether it be shouting instruction at their teammates, coming on in the last minute to score a vital basket, or playing the first few minutes. It's a whole team sport, wheelchair basketball. It's a whole team sport throughout the game, throughout the tournament. The Paralympic Games is a long competition for the teams. 12 teams in the men's competition in Group A and Group B, so 6 in each one. Means a lot of wheelchair basketball to be played. On that occasion, Hadi Azar couldn't get anywhere near the basket. Went to ground though, and the foul was called. The foul went against the Germans as they call the timeout. 11 points the difference, and still the Iranians holding a comprehensive lead at the moment. What a start this would be. The Islamic Republic of Iran, unseen in the Paralympics since Beijing 2008. If anyone can turn this round, it's that man Zeitlinger. He's a master tactician. .56 in the second quarter to go. Hadi Azar at the line. First of two is successful, extending the Iranian lead to 12. Hadi Azar once more, pings around, comes down for Haluski. He'll be glad to see that. 34-22. Passawan, Haluski. I thought that took a touch off an Iranian player. It did. Iranians will be forced to defend. 7 on the shot clock, just underneath the game clock on top of the basket. You see the shot clock there. Germany have to rush the shot with Bomber, but no better player on the team to take a pressure shot than Thomas Bomber. Another player in this team to play for Lahn-Diel in Wetzlar in the middle of Germany. Rolls around and goes for Ebrahimi once more. 36-24 the score. Bomber forced to wait, finds Passawan, who's calm in his demeanour. And again, the shot clock will stay unchanged. 51.9 left in the half. The shot clock sticks at 13 because Germany will remain in possession. Haluski thinks about the long two, goes to Passawan instead, who has 2 points personal for the match so far. Finds Haluski over on the right-hand side of the key, off the glass, good for 2 for Alexander Haluski, up to 11 points personal for the game now. 36-26 the score. Ebrahimi. Abedi, can he finish the half how he started it? No, he can't, not on that occasion. And Bomber with Haluski and Passawan alongside. The pass was poor. Here is Bomber once more. Passawan off the ring, down it comes to Abedi. He'll hold on to it and Iran will take a 10-point lead in to the second half. What a performance it was for the team in red, for Haluski and his boys from Germany. It was not the best start to their Rio campaign here at the Rio Paralympic Games 2016. Ebrahimi has been on fine form. Nikolai Zeitlinger, the German coach, has masses to do in the second half to give his team a chance of finishing the first game with a win. The score at the end of the first half in Group B: Germany 26, Islamic Republic of Iran 36. And there are the statistics. 53% of the field goals being successful for Iran against 37% for Germany. That will be looked at half-time, trust me. They will be all over that statistic and looking at what they can do to improve it. 50% of their three-point efforts for Iran have been successful, none from 3 for the Germans. The Iranians have stolen the ball 4 times. And offensive rebounds, they're also 1 ahead of Germany. Defensive rebounds, 5 ahead, 16 play 11. Well, there you go. The Iranians are leading here. The Germans have it all to do in the second half. It's 26 to Germany, 36 to the Islamic Republic of Iran, and there'll be plenty more action come the second half.
Tom, nosso mascote paralímpico. E agora a gente vai andar por aí. Vem comigo, Tom. Vem comigo, ele vai cumprimentar a galera, porque a gente tem um presentinho para dar nesse intervalo. Tá aí ele cumprimentando todo mundo, eu vou indo atrás dele, ó. Tom, ô Tom. Aê, vamos fazer barulho pro Tom, nosso mascote. Vamos dar uma volta? Vamos cumprimentar essa galera? Então vem comigo. Aê! Vamos dar um oi, vamos fazer barulho pro Tom. E aí? Quem acha o Tom muito fofinho, faz barulho aí, galera! Ô Tom, mostra pra galera o presente que a gente tem pra dar hoje. Todo mundo adora o Tom, é uma maravilha. E agora? Será que o Tom vai jogar a bola? Será? É agora? Vamos lá, Tom. Quero ver a habilidade aí no basquete, hein? Aê! Ele jogou! Boa, Tom! Agora, posso fazer mais uma brincadeira, galera? Vamos fazer uma brincadeira, então, para todo mundo aparecer bem lindo no telão. Então, a gente vai botar uma câmera no ar agora, que se chama Hug Cam. É a câmera do abraço. Então, vocês fazem assim, ó. A câmera passar por vocês, vocês têm que dar um abração assim na pessoa que tá do lado. Combinado? You have to hug the nearest person to you, okay? When the camera comes. Cadê, gente? Ninguém quer se abraçar, vocês só querem abraçar o Tom. Abraça o amigo aí, gente. Aê, valeu pelo abraço bonito, bacana. E as amigas ali? Vamos se abraçar também, ó. O clima é esse. Posso te dar um abraço? Posso te dar um abraço? Ah, esse abraço aqui foi tão gostoso quanto o abraço do Tom, viu? Arrasou, princesa. Tem mais abraço aí, gente? Aqui, um abraço fofinho. Olha que abraço mais fofinho. As amigas vão se abraçar também. Cadê, galera? Quem ainda não se abraçou, aproveite que o intervalo está terminando, hein? É isso. Ah, ele não te abraçou porque é um abraço meu, serve? Então vai, então vamos lá. Muito abraço. Eu quero abraçar vocês também. Esse foi um abraço triplo, foi muito bom. Aê, bacana esse abraço! Vamos lá, ó. Também tô recebendo um abraço fofinho aqui, ó. Encontrei aqui um pessoal bem esperto, ó, para fazer o quiz, responder uma trivia muito difícil, dificílima, que a gente vai saber já já. Estão preparados?
Sim, sim.
E o Tom tá aqui, ó, pra ver se vocês sabem ou não sabem qual é a da parada. Então, ó, fica ligado nesse telão onde eu estou pra ficar sabendo qual é a pergunta. Let's see what's the trivia that we have for this afternoon. Me and my friend Tom. Então, so the question is, which country has introduced to Paralympic sports through wheelchair basketball? Basquetebol em cadeira de rodas foi o primeiro esporte paralímpico a ser jogado por qual país? Opção A, Estados Unidos. Opção B, Brasil. Opção C, Israel. Vocês já falaram Brasil, já gostaram, cada um escolhe a sua. Vamos lá.
Estados Unidos.
Estados Unidos.
Estados Unidos. Estados Unidos.
Todo mundo vai para os Estados Unidos? Então o bloco inteiro votou na opção A, Estados Unidos. Ih, galera, tá vendo? Valia mais ter falado Brasil nessa aí, hein?
Falei Brasil.
Ah, mas depois você mudou para os Estados Unidos.
Falei Brasil, falei.
Vocês falaram tudo, mas tá muito bom. Agora vocês já sabem, na próxima vocês não erram mais, correto? É isso, viu? Foi o Brasil! Brasil! E aí, Tom, quem você acha? Ah, muito bom. Também acho, tem razão. Valeu.
Practice out on court as Germany and Iran wait for the start of the second half of their first match here at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. Day one of action. And of course, back in the Paralympic Games for the first time since 2008. For Germany, they were at London 2012. The last time they failed to qualify was for Atlanta 1996. So they've been consistent qualifiers, although highest finish of 5th in that time. And silver back in 1992.
By 10 points, but it hasn't all been the Islamic Republic of Iran's way. Germany have been battling
Andre
hard, but
Bieniek.
Iran just seem to be that much
Poor
stronger.
first half by his standards. Kolamazad played very well in the first, and the statistics speak for themselves. Only a couple of points, but he worked incredibly hard. Abadi was the one who picked up 10, and then Ebrahimi 19, 9 from 14. That man Kola hasn't played yet. Moller came on and picked up a number of... In fact, came on briefly and then went off again. It was Magenheim that came on and picked up a lot of fouls very quickly. and just final preparations before the second half takes place. The final words of wisdom.
Logo mais voltam à quadra para 2 últimos períodos deste jogo. Vamos lá, vamos fazer barulho, vamos agitar. Let's make some noise.
It's the Karaoke Arena 1, the men's wheelchair basketball Group B. Germany 26, Islamic Republic of Iran 36 at half-time. Iran, who finished 8th at the World Championships in 2014. Germany finished 11th there. The Germans who picked up a bronze at the European Championships in 2015. Iran silver at the Asia Oceania Championships last year. They lost to Australia there. Qualified through the semi-finals when they beat South Korea 83-67. Hosenpor gets the Iranians underway for the second half. Hadi Azar, Jinking one and then the other. Hosenpor once more fades out to the three-point line. Ebrahimi, can he start as he... Well, he starts sadly as he finished the first half. I was going to say, can he start as he played for most of the first half, but then he misses, and that was, to be fair, how he was finishing in the second quarter of the match. He really didn't finish the quarter well, despite 19 points. Offensive foul called, and the Germans have to retreat into their half to defend. Hosenpor once more upright. Ah, look at that, going flying and hurting himself as well. It's common for players to fall out in wheelchair basketball. The chairs are very light, very quick. Can at times make them tippy as well if there's a person in the way, as there was on that occasion. But the Germans get the ball back. Well, there was mixed communication from the referees there, but it's definite who has the ball. It's Andre Bienek. Looks around him, there's no one close, so he goes back to Haller, finds Haluski for two, and a good start to the half for the German team. Haluski making no mistake. An injury back in 2007 that kept him out of the game and had to be operated on his knee. In fact, the same injury continued through 2008 and 2010 as well. Injuring the same left knee in 2010, and the deterioration of the joint led him to wheelchair basketball. I'm sure Alexander Haluski will be delighted with the outcome. He's here in Rio, and Germany fighting back, 36-30. They were 10 points down at the start of the second half. Abedi got the first points for Iran today. He's in the paint a long old time there. Can't be in more than 3 seconds in that green area, the key. Eventually got the shot away. He was lucky to do so without hearing the toot of the referee's whistle. Hadi Azar out to Hosenpor. Doesn't go for the Iranians, and dangerous passage of play for them this, because they're failing to score, and the Germans have started the second half the stronger. Haluski on that occasion couldn't control the ball. And Ebrahimi will inbound for the team in red from Iran. 14-14 it was in the second quarter after the Islamic Republic of Iran's stunning first quarter, where they went 22-12 at the end of the first. And looking at the foul by the experienced Bjorn Lohmann. That was from Vessel. Now lives in Giessen. Started his basketball at UBC Munster back in 1997 as a 17-year-old. Iran give possession away. 8:18 left in the third. And the Germans just looking to keep Ebrahimi busy in the backcourt as Bomber makes his way down court. 41% success from field goals for Germany so far. Aluski can't find that one either. Ebrahimi. What's happened to his form in this encounter? It started so brightly. He feints. Finds teammate Hadiazah. Abedi under the basket. There was definite connection from Haller. Nothing given. But it's gone the way of the team in red, Iran. They've got 4 seconds with which to generate a shot now. Each team starts with 24 seconds, or each play starts with 24 seconds on the shot clock, as long as it's from the backcourt of the offensive team. If it's in the defensive team's court, it would start at 14. The Iranians could get the shot away, but couldn't pick up the points. And they remain 6 points clear here of the team in white Germany. Bienik, that'll be a 3-point effort, and it is. Super stuff from a player who has won club championships in 3 different countries. Shooting like that, further honours will continue to follow. The fans from Germany delighted. And Zeitlinger, in fact, it's the Iranian coach, is Abbas, who's focusing what his team can do. The Iranians yet to get anything on the board. Nikolai Zeitlinger said he was a master. Great at tactics, he knows exactly what he's doing and how to take the best opportunities for his team, and so far picked up 7 points unanswered in the second half. And this is what Navas Yakuchaki is paid to do, to find the plays which will get his team back on the board. 3 points the difference now. It was 10 at half-time. Hadiazah, left-hand side. Good ball control. Close from Jan Haller. Haller, 2-point player, Hanover born. Abedi around the rim, and in it goes for Abedi. Morteza Abedi took up the sport at 11 years of age back in 2002. Performing at the top level here, 38-33. Bienik looks for a 3 once more and gets the 3. Huge stuff from Andre Bienik, and he really is finding range from outside the 3-point line. As idling the game is the former US player Jeremy Lade. Spent a long time in the USA. Bienik, who has the ball now. And the clock just stopped to allow Ebrahimi back upright for the player's safety. Common sense in the game of wheelchair basketball. If it's dangerous to the player, the game stops. If it's not, the game will continue without that player in action. And Bienik is finding it all here. 3-3-3, all from way down court. In fact, his range is getting longer as he goes. And suddenly the Germans, having been 10 points down at the half, are 39-38 in the lead. And it's all thanks to their number 8, Andre Bienik. And he even defends to stop Ebrahimi getting the basket and maintaining his team's lead. Here's Bienik once more. Will he line up another 3? He goes for it. doesn't get it on that occasion. Abadi can accept with delight the defensive rebound. Well, massive plays again and again from Bieniek. 3 from 4 3-pointers, 75%. And Iran can't buy a basket currently. Haller. Haluski onto Bouma. Bouma, who's been relatively quiet for his team today, 7 points. And down it goes, and the Germans are on a roll here. Andre Bieniek is having an absolute stormer. 17 points personal, 9 coming from outside the three-point line. 70% of field goals successful, and Bieniek's come alive. Ibrahimi finally gets a basket and heads the ball away from the Germans to delay them. And he might get a talking to here. I think he will do. Just sticks his thumb up. Shouldn't have done that. Knew exactly what he was doing. Wasn't a bad header either. The closest to matches here. It's day 1 of the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. It's Germany in the white, Iran in the red. Pool B, Group B, in the men's competition. Germany 41, Iran 40. It was 26-36 to Iran at half-time. On the ball is Hadi Azar, who flips the ball across to Abedi, but a foot plate violation. You're not allowed to tilt on the front where the feet are, where you can see on Haluski there, his feet on the foot plate, or even better, the man who offended there, Hadi Azar, and he just tilted forward, and that hurt Haluski in the process. Lohman. Jan Haller. Haller, no mistake from the right-hand side. 43-40. Haller doesn't make mistakes from there. He won the Champions Cup of Europe in 2012 and 2015. And his proudest achievements in the game, along with attending London 2012 Paralympics and surely Rio 2016 as well now, can be added to that. The Iranians keeping chase. Hadi Azar once more getting a couple of points. 43-42. Do not take your eyes off this one. 5 points now for the number 12. Haluski darts one way, puts the shot up. Hosanpor takes it down. It's intense, this match. Wheelchair basketball so often is. Number 7, 4.5-point player. The lowest impairment you can get in wheelchair basketball, a classified 4.5-point player. It means they take up the most points of the team's classification points. And the charge, the offensive foul called against the Germans. Hosanpor absolutely delighted with the call. Bomber retreats as a timeout is called. Germany 43, Iran 44. We've changed lead once more.
Being called by Germany.
This one will go all the way.
Solicitado pela seleção da Alemanha. Este é o basquete masculino em cadeira de rodas. Grupo B. Alemanha.
Compared to Iran's 8 in the third quarter.
What he told to the guys in the halftime.
Absolutely.
Well, the talking point, Andre Bieniek. 3-pointers galore. Cool, calm, collected. Underneath that, he'll be buzzing. 3 from 4. 1 point the difference. He's made the difference, though, for the Germans. He's brought them back into the game from a 10-point deficit at half-time. Now it's just 1. 21 points for Ebrahimi, not on court at the moment for Iran. Leading all scorers. Closely followed though by the 17 of Beanick. Off the glass and out for Hadiyazat. Big foul there. Ozimport argues the case. Been a lot of discussion with the referees and umpires in this one.
Number 6 for blocking. Possession given back to Germany.
Falta da seleção da Irã, posse de bola para a seleção da Alemanha.
Beanick doesn't even consider the three that time, instead goes racing in over the three-point line and gets the ball back from Haluski. Finds space for himself, back out to Haluski on the free throw line, but this would have been for two. It didn't go, the whistle does. 2:43 left in the third.
Germany's number 12.
Haluski will go to the line for two.
Falta da seleção da Irã, da seleção da Alemanha.
There's the second foul against Hadiyazat. And Haluski makes his first. Up to 16 points for the game now. 50% from the line. And he makes 2 from 2 on that visit. So 45-44. Germany leading Iran. Ozimport. Quiet at the moment for Gholam Mazad. Now to Hadiyazat. He can contemplate the long two and then finds a way to the basket. Doesn't get the points though. He was too hot on the shot. And away comes Bomber. Ozimport is there. And the foul given against Ozimport. It was well, I thought 50-50 that call. But it goes the way of the Germans. Thomas Bomber will be delighted. Well, Bomber was the one that changed direction there. It wasn't that one it was called, it was that one. It was Bomber that changed direction. Close call. Could be a referee. They've got to make the call. Iran in foul trouble. Bomber to the line. The ball rejects the invitation of going in the basket and comes pinging back out. 45-44 we remain. Nothing that time for Bomber. 1 point difference. Substitution being made, and we're going to see Mohamed Sehi, the number 9. Out goes Ozimport. Has 4 personal fouls, which is why he's been removed for action to be utilised in the fourth quarter without entering foul trouble. 5 fouls, and that would be it for any player on court. They would be essentially sent from court. They can be replaced by another player, they just can't come back in.
Shot counter running out for around that time.
Haller. Bomber finds Beanick. Bomber waiting under the basket for a long time, can't rebound the ball. Instead it was Mohamed Nezad, the 1 point player, one of the most highly impaired players on court. Only takes up 1 point for his team. It can have a huge impact, and he feeds the ball to Hadiyazat, and the impact is that Hadiyazat can add another 2. The Galatasaray player. And the Germans go down the other end, and Haluski makes the 2 and gets the foul on the play as well. It's 47-46 to Germany, and this is end-to-end stuff. This is toing and throwing all the way. It was the first foul for Sehi, who only came on moments ago. And Haluski is at the line. He'll only have one extra shot because the basket was good and it was a 2-point effort. And he makes it 48-46. And Germany have a 2-point lead. Boehmer leaves the game. In his place on comes Sebastian Magenheim. Now Magenheim, when we saw him earlier, picked up 3 quick fouls. That, if he does the same again, picking up any fouls, could play well into the Iranians' advantage because he would put him very close to foul trouble. Golomadze spins the ball over to Abedi. Abedi waits down by the left-hand side of the key. Oh, given away. Jan Haller says thank you very much, and the 2-pointer can come flying clear for the Germans. Haluski needs to manufacture, does so. The whistler gone. It may have counted. It's 2 shots. Anyway, and this could stretch the Germans 4 clear and into the 50s. Magenheim knowingly nods to his teammate Golomazad, who made his debut in Malaysia back in 2006. Heads off the court. There's 38 seconds left in the third. And the man you're looking at, Alexander Haluski, for 2. The first doesn't go. Neither does the second. With Magenheim in there trying to steal the ball, Iran can come away through Hadi Azar. Mohamed Hadi Azar started his international career in Bangkok, playing at the highest level in Rio. Bienik. The shot clock goes. And the Germans, in fact, of course, the shot clock, it doesn't matter because it's right near the end of the game. They didn't have 24 seconds to play out. There it goes, though, the buzzer at the end of the third. And a great fight back by the Germans. Nikolai Zeidlinger's frustrated. And the score at the end of the third, Germany 48, Islamic Republic of Iran 46. Go into the final quarter, and this one on a knife edge.
Germany leading by 2, 48 points to 46.
Senhoras e senhores, final do terceiro período. E que terceiro período? Alemanha à frente por 2 pontos.
And you see the court being cleaned.
Irã, República Islâmica do Irã.
There's confirmation of the score in the break between the third and fourth quarter. Germany lead by 2, 48-46. Well, some interesting statistics there, but the one that has really made the difference is 43% of 3-point field goals for Germany. They hit 3, all Bienik. Because they've been so successful from there, stretched them ahead. Also, their free throws have been more successful than Iran. Here are Bienik's threes. The follow through, superb, no mistake. Group B of the men's wheelchair basketball at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. The third quarter is over. It's just 10 minutes left to decide the winner of this one, Germany and Iran. Bienik, who starred in the third, restarts in the fourth. The Iranians will come out on him to stop him having another effort at a 3-point shot. He's already hit 3 from 4 today. That time Germany get nothing from their offence. Adiazar. Sehi over to Ibrahimi, and eventually finds his range once more. It's taken a while for the Istanbul Stars player. Came out so strongly in the first, but only 23 points now for the game. It was flying early on. Bomber. So relaxed. Left-handed roll. Around it went and dropped nicely. Adiazar to the left-hand side. The Iranian team slightly slow to get up in support. Sehi just sitting on the pivot. Attempts the shot himself and makes no mistake, and that keeps Iran right in the game. We're back tied, 50 apiece. You couldn't get more exciting action at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games if you tried. Germany and Iran are offering up a thriller. Koller, 48 years of age, and makes it Germany 52, Iran 50. It only just come on. Dirk Koller coming in cold. Well, it doesn't bother him in the slightest. And there he is at the other end with the defensive work to steal the ball for Germany. Ibrahimi picks up the foul. After a bad pass as well. It's his second foul of the match for Ibrahimi. 52-50. Who's going to nick this one? Who's going to steal it? Neither team really deserves to lose it. Bienik looking for three more, gets three more. This is exhibition stuff from Andre Bienik. 4 3-pointers in the match. And it is absolutely demoralising the Iranians at the moment. Every time they think they're in the game, he does it again. It's now 5 points the difference to Germany. Adiazar looks for a three-pointer of his own. Nothing there on that occasion. He's had a strong game, the number 12. 24 years of age. Iran will have the ball once more as Bjorn Lohman penalised. Picks up his second personal foul. Sehi inbounds from the German baseline. Ebrahimi, what influence can he have in these dying stages? The last 7 minutes and 15. Here he is once more from the right-hand baseline, and down it goes for Ebrahimi. And he's coming, bouncing back, and then ends up bouncing on the floor. 2 points from just outside the paint on the right-hand side, and he's out to 25 for the game. 55-52. Was that a warning of a technical foul, or have they given a technical foul? I think it was a warning from walking on court. The Iranians don't seem happy about it. I think it was just a warning. Germany have the basketball. 7-6 in the quarter, 55-52 in the game. It was a 10-point difference at halftime, 36-26. The whistle goes on the play for the foul. The foul was drawn by Bienik. It was Abedi with his third personal of the game. It goes from Moller, doesn't go, lands for Koller, and he can't get it either, and Ebrahimi comes away with the ball for Iran. Great rebounding by the number 14. The defence set by Koller and co of Germany. Ebrahimi spins it back out to the man who's held on to the ball so much, Hadi Azar. Abedi and Hadi Azar once more. Hadi Azar forced into the shot, it didn't go, and Koller can't keep hold. The Germans have given up possession at a vital time. Hadi Azar 2 points, we're back within one in this one. Germany 55, Iran 54, and the Germans with the vital slip there. It was Dirk Koller, the most experienced player on court. And he decides at the vital time to hand Iran the advantage in terms of the play, and it brings them back within one. Wow, it's breathless stuff here as the whole arena collectively breathes in. Substitutions made. Out goes Sehi and Hadi Azar, who took advantage of the Koller mistake. Back in come Gholam Azad, and the number 4 is El Nalu, a 1-point player who made his international debut back in 2006, so been playing for 10 years on the international stage. Ebrahimi, no points that time for Germany. Iran could retake the lead with this play. Coming up to 5.5 minutes to go in the match. Ebrahimi over to Gholam Azad. He returns it to his mate Ebrahimi, who puts it up and it doesn't go down. Beanick goes crunching to the ground looking for the foul, won't get it, but the play is stopped to allow him for safety reasons back into his chair. Gholam Azad was the man who offensively rebounded the ball. Al-Naloy for Iran. Nezad back to Al-Naloy, and they're in there for too long. 3 seconds are allowed before either taking a shot or moving out of the key, and Iran violated that rule. Goma. Action down court. Ebrahimi was the man who was upended. He's now back and looking for revenge. Beanick with the 3, it won't go this time. Abedi with the defensive rebound, and neither team taking full advantage of their offensive opportunities at the moment. Ebrahimi goes in search once more. The whistle on the play. The points won't count even if they go. A glance at the referee from Ebrahimi once more, and it was Dirk Koller again, the man with the indiscretion. Koller, his first foul of the game, but that slip to hand the ball to Iran earlier was 10 times worse than any foul could have been. 1 point the difference. Well, poor old Abbas Agaku Chaki must have gained a significant number of grey hairs in the last few minutes. His team are so close to starting in style, and this is where he speaks about the emotion of the Iranian team and how he wants them to contain that emotion and use logic, and it's points like this that he needs that to happen. It's listening to the Germans.
Cestinhas do jogo até agora, pela seleção do Irã, camisa 14, Ebrahimi com 25 pontos.
The state of the game is just 1 point the difference. Germany 55, Iran 54. Neither team wants to lose this one, but at the moment, neither team seems to want to win it completely either. Ebrahimi. Long pass. Finds Gholam Azad. Left-handed shot from him, rolls around and goes, and the Iranians retake the lead. 4:28 on the clock, 56-55. And it's Golem Azad. He hasn't scored many today. He's only picked up 4 points. That was only the second successful basket for him. Yet he makes it at such a crucial time. Defence is going to be all important for these two teams now. But equally, both need to keep their heads with their shooting. Passawan is a very experienced member of the German team. Lowski, Passawan. Passawan back to Haluski. We saw a lot of him earlier in the game. Doesn't make it on that occasion. And at the moment, bar Bienik, you have to fancy the Iranians to take this with the consistency of their shooting. Statistics-wise, they're hitting 47. Germany just 39, and the three-pointer goes for the Iranians, and Ibrahimi is the man. And he says, whatever Andre Bienik can do, I can do equally well. 28 points to the match. He's leading all scorers. Passawan's out his chair. The Iranians have got the ball again, and they've got the chance to go even further into the lead. No, they haven't. The whistle's gone. 59-55. I hope you're enjoying this. It's the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. This is one of the most fast, frenetic and agile sports you'll see. And that man, Ibrahimi, Morteza Ibrahimi, to give him his full name, for the Islamic Republic of Iran. 28 points to the game, an assist as well to Golem Azad, who adds the 2. And suddenly Iran are 61-55 ahead, and they haven't flinched when the Germans have, and they can't believe it. We go to a timeout. There's 3:15 left in the match. Nikolai Zeitlinger knows full well if his team lose this, they've given away a victory. They fought back from 10 down. The passion etched on both coaches' faces.
Abriu uma boa vantagem e ficou confortável no placar, já que no primeiro período saiu perdendo por 10 pontos. E são os últimos 3 minutos de jogo, para ser mais exato.
3 minutes 15 left in this Group B match, the preliminary round of the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. It's the Carioca Arena number 1. Germany chasing. They're 6 behind. Bienik, who's been prolific from outside the three-point line, finds Haluski. Haluski to Bomber, the 3 most efficient shooters from the German team, but it doesn't go once more. And yet again, it's a Bedi coming down court for Iran. He doesn't make it, and Haluski can pick up the rebound. This is frenetic, this is exciting, this is wheelchair basketball at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. The shot to nothing from Bomber. The Germans will have the basketball back in their possession. Foul went against Balagi, his first personal foul. The number 4, Saman Balagi, Al-Nalu. Bienik spins the pass to Haluski, who's taken a hit there. Seems okay now. More theatrics than anything. He was asking the referee for the foul to be given. The referee stopped play because he thought Haluski was properly injured. He seems absolutely fine now. Play should have continued. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Germany need to get away. Haluski will. And it doesn't go. But the whistle on the play means Haluski, I think, will go to the line for 2. Yes, he will. He turns ready. It's against Golem Azad, his 4th personal foul. So 1 more and he would leave the game. now. With 2.5 left, trust me, there's time for Germany to come back, and with that extra point, it makes it just a 5-point difference. Don't discount a team with 2.5 left and a 5-point difference in wheelchair basketball. Make that a 4-point difference. Alexander Haluski, cool as ice from the line. 22 points for the game now, 61 to Iran, 57 Germany. Iran lead 15-9 for the quarter. They don't make that 3-pointer though. Ibrahimi probably would have been better to go in for the 2. And the Germans, after giving up possession, come away once more. Borma spins out, waits, puts the shot up. The whistle goes on the play. He will have 2 shots. And this will be a chance for Borma to do what Haluski did so well and potentially bring the Germans back within 2. They'll have 2 attempts. It's the 5th foul for Obedi. The man that opened the scoring has to leave the court. He leaves to a polite ripple of applause. Iran can replace him. Hadi Azar looks like the man who will do so, but that means that they have to replace other players as well. This is where the classification comes in. In fact, a timeout has been called. Sometimes when a coach loses a player like that, being fouled out, they may have to replace more than 1 player to allow their team to still be below the 14 points of a team's maximum classification. More tactics boards than you can shake a stick at in the Carioca Arena 1 here in Rio de Janeiro, the 2016 Paralympic Games. Crowd loving the action here. The Paralympics starting in fine fashion. And this one really a game that will stick in the memory for a long time. Germany 57, Iran 61. Changed leads so many times. Of course, Iran raced out into a 10-point lead at the end of the first. Pegged back through the third, where Germany led 20-10. It's a 4-point difference at the moment. Borma misses a first. He couldn't do what Haluski did, hitting 2 from 2. Borma uses club wheelchair basketball for Lahn-Dill, one of the most successful clubs in European history, definitely in German history. Mansouri over to Ibrahimi, 58-61. Ibrahimi waits, he eyes up the 2 points, he decides against it at that point in time and finds Hadi Azar with a difficult pass and then falls out of his chair. Nothing there, I don't think, from the referee's point of view. Bienik sees the shot clock violation and indicates that to the referee. It'll be a German ball, 1:39 left in the match, 3 points the difference. Stay glued to this one. There's a long way to go in the next 1 minute 39. I know it doesn't sound like long, but there'll be plenty of action. The ball off Bienik and out of play. He'll feel the injustice. He'll feel it against his nose. Golamazad smashed the ball into the nose of Bienik and off it went. Ibrahimi. The basket now. Could seal it for the Iranians. Golamazad can't make the first 2. The whistle's gone. That won't count. Ignore that basket. But he will go to the line for 2. Rahid Golamazad won a gold medal in the Euro League. plays his basketball in Spain. He now has the chance to potentially seal Iran's first win here at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. The first goes, the Iranian bench react with delight. It means so much to them. It means so much to all the players here. They all want to get off to the perfect start. 62-58. Nothing that time. 4 points the difference. The Germans need a couple from inside the three-point line, or they need a couple of baskets, whatever. There's one of them. And it's that man Borma. Confident as you like from the three-point player. He's a student. Originally played for Beirut, now at Landil. Bolomazad thinks about the outside two. Goes for it eventually. It's off the glass for two. That is fantastic shooting. And he extends it back to a 4-point game inside the last minute now. Germany chasing everything. Borma. Bienik needs a three. Doesn't go for it. I thought he would. Haller. Borma, they need to get this away, the Germans. It needs to be successful. It isn't. Bienik's wrestling for it with Ibrahimi. And he's resting on Ibrahimi's wheel. Wanted the foul, it didn't come. And this is what Abbas is so concerned about. It's controlling the emotions. It's calming the Iranian team down. It's being as logical as they can be at the decisive moments, which is what he pinpointed, and it's working for Iran. Ibrahimi, the charge from Magenheim. Now, he's only just come back into the game, Magenheim. He had early foul trouble. He's up to 4 personal, and Ibrahimi will go to the line for 2. Just drying his hands on a towel. This could be the game for Iran. These two would make all the difference. It would mean Germany would need 3 two-point baskets or 2 three-pointers. The first goes. Ibrahimi, cool. In the tightest of scenarios, 29 points. This to bring up 30. .30 points. He's got 4 assists. And it's 6 points the difference. Iran had the most stunning of starts. They were 8-1 early on. They were 6-0 as well. And it's 6 points the difference once more that Germany have to make up, and they won't like that fact. You have to favour Iran with such a short amount of time left on the clock. 26.9 seconds. Passawan returns, as does the number 6, Matthias Heimbach. We saw him earlier in the game. Lohmann's on. Bomber inbounds. Passawan for 3. It won't go. And that is probably the game now for Germany. Bomber enthusiastic, deliberately drawing the foul to send the Iranians to the line to get the ball back without the Iranians being able to eat away at the clock. 22.6 seconds left in the game. 4 fouls for Bomber. And it's Nesad, 1-point player. That's significant. Because what the Germans will try to do is they will try to highlight players that they don't think are as strong at free throws, at shooting, as that man, potentially Ibrahimi, the number 14. So Nesad at the line. The Germans will be hoping he doesn't get this one, and he doesn't. They'll get the ball back. It's still only 6 points, but the clock has not counted down, and Iran haven't been able to eat away at the time. Look at the strain on the face of the Iranian coach. What it'll mean to him though in 22 seconds if they claim victory here. The perfect start to Pool B, Group B of the 2016 Paralympic Games for Iran if they can close this out. Bomber needs to shoot, does shoot, and it goes. A 3-point play from Thomas Bomber, 63-66. Wow. Golamazad, no foul yet from the Germans. There it goes for him. 68-63 now. 5.7 seconds left. And Dirk Paswan did all he could to draw the foul before the basket went. And in fact, all he did was add another opportunity of a point to the Iranians. The foul against Paswan. This has been a thriller. 68-63. Vahid Golamazad, 1 from 2 from the free throw line. Make that 2 from 3. 69-63. Blommer tries once more, it won't go. The clock will stop with 1.7 seconds left. Iran want to celebrate, but they're told not to. They're told to stay calm. As soon as they inbound the ball, that will be it. Ibrahimi knows they've done it. There it is, and they can finally celebrate. What a start. What a victory. Masterminded by that man, Abbas Agochu Sharki. What a victory for the Iranian team. They came in here second best in Asia Oceania. They've beaten the third best that Europe can offer. That man, Ibrahimi, was absolutely magnificent. 30 points for the game, leading all scorers, and he takes the plaudits. And the 2 stars of the match embrace. Andre Bienik was immense from the 3-point shots that he took. Bienik in the end made 67% of his 3-point efforts. Germany though going down eventually. Germany 63, Islamic Republic of Iran 69. Well, the Iranians getting huge cheers from both sets of supporters, and that is what this competition is all about. The German fans cheering the winning team as much as they're cheering their own. There's plenty of basketball left in the competition. Look at how pleased the Iranians are. Handshakes all round. And it was a fantastic matchup in the end. But Ibrahimi ended the start. 54% he hit, and look what it means to Hossampor. Tears in his eyes. Well, Iran come here to cause a few shocks, and they've beaten Germany in game 1. The Germans, a long way to go in the competition, but they'll need a win early if they will want to really cause an impact. And look at the Iranians. They're in floods of tears. Ismaili Hossampor. It was played at times at a blistering pace. Some fantastic shooting. But eventually Iran prevailed, the victors. 63 to Germany, 69 to the Islamic Republic of Iran.